Hi everyone, we're going to solve each of these inequalities algebraically. And so for the algebraic method, we're going to write this inequality with 0 on one side of the quadratic. So I'm going to write this as 0 is less than or equal to 12z squared minus 9z. I subtracted 9z from both sides. Now if I read this from left to right, this is really saying 12z squared minus 9z is greater than or equal to 0. And that's just me. I like to write it that way. So I'm just going to rewrite it. This is the same thing. These equal the same. Now I'm going to factor out a 3z. And that's going to give me 4z, minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. And you solve for this, you're going to get, for this piece, z equals 0. And for this piece, if you set that to 0, it's going to be 3/4. So z equals 3/4. Now let's do a little line diagram. Put your smaller number first, which is 0, then 3/4. Now I want to look and see what's going on from negative infinity to 0, 0 to 3/4, and 3/4 to infinity. And we're going to be plugging it in, our values into this right here. So let's plug in -1. I'm reading this graph from left to right. So if I plug in -1, I'm going to get negative here and negative here. A negative times a negative is a positive. If I plug in 1/2, I'm going to get positive and negative. So this is going to be negative. And if I plug in 1 for this one I plugged in 1/2. I'm going to get positive and positive. Gives me a positive. Well, what we want is positive. When it says x is greater than 0, that means positive. So we want these two. This is x is less than 0. This one is x is greater than 3/4. So let's write this out as x such that x is greater than 3/4, or x, when it's split like that, x is less than 0. And it's not x, is it? It's z. So let's go ahead and change these to z's. Sorry about that. Z, z, and z. Also, it has an equal sign here. So there's an equal sign here. We're going to write that equal sign in here. So that's that one. All right, so you would write your answer like this. The next one, it's already set up correctly, so we just have to factor this. And if I factor this, let's see what I get. 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1 is positive. So we're going to, we only have one solution, and that would be x is equal to, if you just look at that, -1/2. So we're going to do a little line diagram, and we have -1/2. So let's see what's going on between negative infinity to -1/2 and 1/2 to infinity. We want it to be positive. So if I plug in, say, -1 here, that's going to be negative times a negative. That's going to be a positive. If I plug in 1, that's going to be positive times positive is a positive. So both of these work. So everything works. X is less than -1/2, and x is greater than 1/2. So a good way to write this one is you can write it as x such that x, instead of writing that, just write x cannot be, this is supposed to be negative. Sorry about that. X cannot be negative 1/2. It can be everything else, but it can't be negative 1/2. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.